It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the former UNC Tarheels football quarterback, Marquise Williams, along with he played in the Packers and the XFL with the New York Guardians. How are you doing today, Marquise?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you got started in your football career?
Oh, man, it started when I was maybe like 7 years old. I grew up in a small town like outside of Charlotte called Shelby, North Carolina. Played Pee Wee there. Moved to Charlotte back in like 2006 or 7, and went to Jim Alexander, played some middle school football there. Became a low-key star in middle school. Everybody, once we have recess, I would throw the ball about 60 yards in like 7th and 8th grade. And man, it took off from there. I think I just became one of the big guys that people are starting to talk about pretty later on in life.
Can you talk about your UNC career?
Oh man, that career was one of the best. To this day, it still is like giving me chills, man. I think it's just I just love the game so much. But my UNC career was good, man. I started to get shine once Brandon Winter went down. That was a bad injury, but once Brandon Winter went down, it was just next man up, and I was the next man up. So I had to, get out there and show everybody what I could do, because there was times people said that I would never play quarterback in college football level. So the time there was great. 2015 was one of the spectacular years in UNC football history. With me holding more than 20-something records, holding 20 records at the school, going to the ACC championship. Not the outcome we wanted, but man, it was a fun ride in 2015. And every time I see it, it gives me chills.
Because I know you had an amazing career, because that's where we met. I remember the day that we met at, like, after the game. I think it was a Miami game.
Yes, sir.
Can you talk about the recruitment process, and was there any other schools looking at you besides Carolina?
Yeah, it was Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech and Carolina was my last two schools. Notre Dame was in my top 5. LSU was in my top 5, and Florida was in my top 5. Recruiting process was a headache. You have all these coaches in your ear telling you this and that and want to be your best friends, but you had to figure out who was really there for you. And Butch Davis was that guy that pushed that knob. Butch Davis just different type of breed, and I loved everything about Butch, and that's why I ended up going to University of North Carolina. But not only just about Butch, it was just about the town of Chapel Hill. Just everybody's so friendly. They welcome you with open arms. It was so different just being there when I went to school there and not other places.
Can you talk about the experience putting on that Carolina blue uniform with your name on the back of it?
Hell, man, I lived that, man. That was one of the best things. My cousin played back in Mac Brown's area with Dre Blau. On the opposite side of Dre Blau was Robert Williams. And that name was just been in that school for many years. And it, like you say, man, it's just a guy from Shelby, North Carolina, just so small town, playing at University of North Carolina, man. It was just a dream come true. I wanted to follow my cousin's footsteps because he was a good guy to play there. And he went on to get drafted, and I wanted to stay in state because I got tired of seeing big-time recruits like myself go out of state and play other places when we could just rep the state and just keep it in-house.
That's wonderful that you stayed in-house. Can you talk about the 2015 season winning the ACC championship?
Well, that season was, like I say, it was one of the best, man. We had some guys that was always locked in. Jeff Schottmer, Shakir Rashad, Quinshad Davis, Mac Hollins, Ron Switzer, Landon Turner. We had some guys that was just locked in that year, man. We were on the road. We lost the first game against South Carolina, but we started to pick it up. I think that set the tone when we lost to South Carolina, and we just went on from there. And, we ended up beating Virginia Tech for the Coastal and going to the ACC championship and losing it, but it was still a spectacular year for us.
Can you talk about making it to the NFL?
Yeah, it was, like I said, it's a dream come true. Where I'm from, you don't really get to see that opportunity, man. And it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. With the time I had playing with the Packers, learning from Aaron Rodgers, it was just like a dream come true, and just to live out that dream and have that, it was something I just can't never forget.
What was it like putting on your first NFL jersey with the Packers and your name on the back?
Well, honestly, I didn't get to put it on because our game got canceled against the Cleveland Browns. Was it the Browns? Yeah, because the field was messed up. We was actually playing in Canton, Ohio, and the fields were messed up. So I didn't really get to put it on, but man, it was fun just to know that I was about to be on ESPN playing. So,
can you talk about your first mini camp?
My first mini camp, it was kind of rough because I got there late. I didn't really know what was really going on, so it was like I was behind the 8 ball. But once I picked it up, I started to pick it up, and man, it was fun. It was fun in Green Bay, and it was a lot. Like I said, it was just a lot of fun.
What did you learn under Aaron Rodgers in 2019?
I would say more about life than about football. Just how you carry yourself, how you go about being a professional at the sport, treating others better than like you want to treat yourselves, and just putting a lot of people before you put yourselves. And I think he was just one guy that, just always just a positive guy. And a lot of people look at him as he's arrogant, but I think he's one of the smartest and brightest humans on this earth. And he can give you any knowledge you need. He can always give it to you.
Do you still stay in contact with Aaron Rodgers to this day?
Yes, I actually just finished tweeting at him on I think before the game on Sunday to talk to him because I was at one of his buddies' house in Houston.
Can you talk about your time in the CFL?
Oh man, that time was pretty cool. It was just something that was, I had to do. It was, love playing the game. It was a different game. It was kind of cold though, man, but I liked every minute of it. I never regret any decision I made, and I had a lot of fun. I met some new guys. It's always good meeting new people. Played on a good team. We went to the Eastern Conference Championship final before the Grey Cup, so that was pretty fun. But it was a lot of fun, man.
Can you talk about your time in the AFL with the Atlanta Legion in 2019?
Well, I was signed to Atlanta Legion. Then I went to San Antonio. That was a good ride too. San Antonio was probably a team that met me a team that got me together when I was with the 2015 team at UNC. It was just like guys I became close with. I love being around them, and man, it was fun. It was so much fun. We won some games. We won 5 games and lost 2 or 3, but we were on a roll and before it got shut down.
What was it like playing with guys that you went to school with this San Antonio?
It was cool. It just had that same mindset. We got the same agenda and the same goal, and like I say, being with guys I knew from the same team, that was, that's always good because, we know who each other are and like what we do things and how we like certain things. Or if we go out to eat, we like to say the same things. So, it was the same thing,
What was your time like in the XFL with the New York Guardians?
The Guardians was fun. That was a lot of fun. Had fun. One thing I just didn't like about it was Jersey, so it was kind of cold. But the team was pretty cool. Met some great guys. We had a good staff there. We were starting to actually warm up with guys and starting to get on a roll of a winning streak. So, I had some good times in XFL also.
Do you see yourself going back to the XFL in 2022 with Dwayne Johnson?
I don't know yet. I think I'm about to start getting into coaching, man.
Do you see speaking about coaching, I know that you've been on ACOC's sidelines a few times, learning under Coach Brooks. How is that like? Oh,
he's a good guy. Brooks learned from me. I'm joking. I'm just joking. But man, he's cool, man. I love Brooks. He's a guy that he knows the air raid offense to the back of the tee. He loves the air raid, and it's just fun just always being around him. We've been knowing each other for some years now because my wife went to the high school he coaches at. So, we've been knowing each other for a long time, and he's a good guy.
Do you see yourself maybe taking an assistant role at ACOC in the future?
Nah.
What are some of your future plans when it comes to coaching?
Getting back to my alumni, University of North Carolina.
So you see yourself going back to Mac Brown?
Yes, sir.
Have you been offered any jobs for Mac Browns?
Not yet. Not yet.
What advice would you give upcoming future football players that are looking to play in college?
I would just say just enjoy the process and have fun.
What advice would you give upcoming future football players that are in college that is looking to make it to the XFL or NFL?
Make sure you have a plan B because you can't always put your eggs in one basket.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
Twitter, Instagram.
Thank you again, Marquise Williams, for your interview, and best of luck in your future, wherever it may take you.
Thank you so much, Brandon, for having me.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Brandon Sports Talk, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Marquise Williams, for your interview, and best of luck.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.